Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our virtual Sunday morning service. My name is Maya, and I will be your service chair today. We are grateful for your presence. This service is being live streamed on Zoom and YouTube. Please be sure that you are muted during the service. We have found that headphones or earbuds can also help to reduce any echoing. On our virtual Naijin this morning is our resident minister, Reverend Nari Hayashi. Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in the opening meditation and recitation of the Nembutsu.
Now we'll start with the meditation. So please put your hands on your lap, lower your head slightly, and close your eyes and release tension for meditation. Please join me in Paso. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Sensei. We will now chant the Jusege, which you can find on page 6 in the online service book. You can find the link in the Zoom chat box. We invite you to chant from the comfort of your own home, but please be sure to remain muted.
我言調整感一心無浄土志願不満足政府上昇が我を無良好不意大摂取不採処便具政府上昇が我至上仏の妙正長実法空虚未消門政府上昇が利欲人少年上映主凡行しぐ無浄土一生天人し人力現代公不生無才道少女三苦妙交際集約難回避知恵見名詞根門案永息小悪道通達全宗門高僧上満足いおろ実法日月主樹期天根不言一種解放像公正功徳法上大集中説法四式不要一切部具足習徳本元年心上満得意三害用女仏無下知通達未不詳願学営利投資最小尊志願や国家大戦を感動国書天に東宇珍妙系ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブ願にしく徳平等性一切道本菩提心往生安楽ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏 何万打仏、何万打仏、何万打仏。
Thank you, Sensei. This morning, Reverend Hayashi will give the Dharma message. And while we're waiting for Sensei to be ready for that, just a note, I know some may have noticed that we stopped the live stream to YouTube, but we will be posting the service later on today. There were some other technical issues since we're streaming from different computers today. But we're so happy to see so many people joining us from near and far. So we'll turn it over to Sensei for the Dharma message.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our virtual Sunday service. So due to the snow and the ice, we had to cancel our in-person service today. So today I'm conducting my service from my home with my altar. Hopefully next week we can open the temple for our in-person service. So I want to start off my Dharma talk today by sharing a poem that was written by a very devoted Shin Buddhist follower. The poem goes, "A faint cry of wait caused me to stop to going in the direction of I have to win, I cannot lose." I'd like to read it again. "A faint cry of wait caused me to stop to going in the direction of I have to win, I cannot lose." Often we get caught in the trap of thinking of life as a competition that we want or we need to win. And when we think of winning, we usually think of the reward it gets us, such as an awesome job, a perfect relationship, a rich salary, a big house with a white fence and a dog. And we call these thinking generically the American dream. However, the problem with this idea is that if there is a winner, it means that there will be a loser. So this means that if you don't have a rich salary, a perfect relationship, or a big house with a dog, you're a failure in life. But is that true? So what is the Buddhist perspective on this issue? Buddhism puts its weight on teaching us how we tend to see and understand things. In life, when we think of things, we often make absolute separations in which we set things in opposition, such as right and wrong, good and bad, black and white, positive and negative, rich and poor, reality and ideal, and winner and loser. We tend to set up opposing extreme opinions to sort out the problem, to make it easier for us to understand it. This can even occur in science, says a Buddhist scholar, Dr. Shojin Bando. According to the etymology dictionary, the etymology or the word origin of the word science is to separate one thing from another or to distinguish, which is related to the Latin phrase scindere, meaning to cut or to divide. So the etymology of the word science is to separate one thing from another. And Dr. Bando says, science uses the method of dividing a material or phenomena into two categories and observe it to understand its function. However, he also says that we might be able to understand the surface of things by dividing them into two, but we can't get to its very essence. He uses an example of poison and medicine. For example, a sugar can be poisonous, but at the same time, it can be a medicine for us. The sugar itself does not change. The sugar itself is same, but depending on the amount and how we use it, it can become poisonous or a cure. Thus, what we see as two separate things are essentially one. Dr. Banda warns us that dividing things into two might make the problem clear, but it also creates other serious problems such as conflicts, discrimination, and division, which only deepens our illusion. In fact, the French philosopher Jacques Derrida said much the same thing. Jacques Derrida was the founder of the concept of what is called deconstruction, which argues that language, especially in idealist concepts such as truth and justice, is irreducibly complex, unstable, and difficult to determine. Until then, the philosophers tried to develop the field of philosophy by making binary oppositions like self and other, Eastern and Western, mind and matter. But Jacques Derrida questioned the accuracy of binary opposition. He said that splitting something into two means that in one side, the other does not exist. This is actually what Buddhism has been warning us throughout its history. In the Shoshinge, which is a poem written by our founder, Shin Shonin, there's a line where it states, a great master Nagarjuna who would appear in this world, a great master Nagarjuna would appear in this world to crush our wrong views of being and non-being. So Nagarjuna is one of the great Buddhist philosophers who's laid out the foundation of Mahayana stream of Buddhism. And the wrong view of being and non-being is the human mistake of thinking that things are or that things are not. As I often refer to the sutra, the Flower Garland Sutra, the apparent distinctions exist because of people's absurd and discriminating thoughts. In the sky, there is no distinction of East and West. People create the distinctions out of their minds and then believe them to be true. Thus, what we consider to be distinctions of right and wrong, good and bad, black and white, is no more than our bias. Therefore, might it not be that the two oppositions of winner and loser are not essentially separate things because they are so interrelated? To say why, the concept of winner is always based on the concept of loser, and a winner would not exist without a loser. So they are like two sides of the same coin. In this way, what we consider to be distinctions are no more than human bias. That is something that we have made up for ourselves and which others may not see and which might not even be real. Thus, the concept of winner and loser from a Buddhist perspective is just an illusion. With this in mind, I would like to conclude my Dharma talk by talking about the language used in the fight against COVID. Initially, when the COVID started, the world was panicking, not knowing what was happening. Then gradually, the scientists found out that it was an unknown virus spreading quickly throughout the world, impacting people's lives and the environment. Later on, this unknown virus was named COVID-19, and many politicians described this pandemic by calling it war against coronavirus, and said how our only goal was to win this war. This meant wiping COVID from the face of the earth. So this pandemic became a battle of winning or losing. Of course, when you think of the many innocent lives lost to the COVID and how they have changed our everyday lives, the virus may seem like an enemy that we need to kill. It is so easy to take an extreme position and to think, I have to win, I cannot lose. Perhaps we should listen to that faint voice that is crying out to us, wait. Please join me, Gasho. By reciting the Nembutsu Namo Amida Butsu, we are reminded what makes our individual lives even more meaningful, and we are also reminded the Dharma in times of need. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Sensei, for a very thought-provoking Dharma talk. It is now time for the ritual of Oshoko, traditionally the burning of incense. This is a time to quietly contemplate and reflect on the impermanence of life. Reverend Hayashi's son will perform the ritual on behalf of our virtual Sangha. If you have an altar or a contemplation space at home, we also invite you to do Oshoko from the comfort of your home.
Namanda Butsu, 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 Namanda Butsu.
And Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in the closing meditation and recitation of the Nembutsu.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Sensei. So that brings us to our weekly announcements. So our Dharma discussion group will still meet immediately after our virtual service ends today. So we invite you to stay on in the Zoom room and join us for the discussion. We also invite you to contribute any dana, which is our offering of gratitude to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, via the link that was posted in the Zoom chat. Our monthly temple cleanup will take place this coming Sunday on February 2nd at 10 a.m. Join us then and let your service be your dana. We are pleased to be hosting a Valentine's fundraiser. So you can pre-order your floral or chocolate arrangements sometime before February 10th, and you can pick those up on Sunday, February 13th at noon. Many thanks to Kim for organizing this event. Obon is back this year. So the Obon 2022 Planning Committee will be meeting on Saturday, February 5th at 9 a.m. in the Ekoji Zoom room to discuss the details of this year's event. All are welcome and encouraged to help with this important celebration and fundraiser. For those of you who have been listening to our in-house podcast, Echo Ekoji, episode 5 is now available for your listening pleasure. Our gratitude to Yuko Keicho, who's here with us today, for sharing her lived experiences as a Shin Buddhist with us. You can subscribe for free to be amongst the first to listen to co-host Rich Wolford's conversation with Yuko. Registration for the virtual Eastern Buddhist League annual conference is now open. The conference will be held on February 12th and 13th over Zoom, and it's a great chance to get to engage with some of the other members of our Shin Buddhist temples in the Eastern District. So you can visit the EBL Facebook group, or you can click on the link on our website for more information. And meditation will take place on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in the Hondo. Newcomers are invited to arrive early, but please be sure to RSVP if you plan to attend. I think those are all of our announcements today, so please join us for our final closing gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo Amida Butsu.